Well, the Hawks lose 4-3 to the Vancouver Canucks. I have to say I'm sorry I haven't had a video up in the last couple of days. I have been sick, so I didn't have a review up for the last 3 games. I was at the game against Washington, but uh I just was not feeling well after the day I got back from Chicago and I couldn't post a video driving. But Hawks lose to Vancouver 4-3. And they frankly, in the first period, the absolute better team on the ice. Third period, they were frankly the better team on the ice. It was the second period where the Hawks failed and fell apart and showed their weaknesses. Today we went into the lineup without Kevin Korchinski. My condolences go to his family. Um, Steph Jones out of the lineup again as he was placed on IR. And now our top defenseman of the year, Alex Vlasic. So we were really riddled with key losses to our defense going into this game. And that's not a recipe for success for this young Blackhawks roster. We pretty much had the Rockford Ice Hogs defense core out there with just Murphy and Zaitsev as our experienced defensemen. This was a game where the Hawks were kind of the better team. As I mentioned in the second period, they were frankly the worst. Shots per period, 5-13 in favor for the Hawks in the first, 14-9 for Vancouver in the third, 7-6 in favor for Vancouver in the third. Total shots on net, 26-28 in favor for the Chicago Blackhawks. It was just a rough second period that cost this game. They could not keep the puck out of their zone and they could not get into the offensive zone. That's what cost the Hawks in this game. That second period was the backbreaker to this young roster. So shots per period, of course, were the how I mentioned. Penalties, there were 23 penalty minutes in this game to the Hawks 13. So it was 23-13, Vancouver with the 23. Power play, though. This was a key. The Hawks really have one of the worst power plays in the league, ranked 31st in the league. Have not been putting up the power play goals. But today, without Korchinski, without Vlasic, without Jones, they went 5 forwards on the ice for the power play, and they went 50% on the power play. 2 for 4 at the night. I think this might have been the first time the Hawks went getting 2 power play goals in a game. To Vancouver going 1 for 4. Face-off percentage, 55% to Vancouver, Hawks 45%. So it just sucks. They played well, but in the second period, they fell apart. That's what it is. So goals in the game, we will go into it. In the first period, the Hawks came out blazing. They were moving the puck well and did not allow a single 5-on-5 shot from Vancouver in this first period. All their shots came on the power play, and they had 5 in the period. But the Hawks came out, they had a power play early, didn't do anything with it. They were moving the puck, they had a couple chances, but the momentum was still all on the Blackhawks side. And well, to get on the board first for the Hawks and his first of the night, it was scored by number 17, Nick Foligno. His 5th of the season, first of the game, assisted by number 15, Joey Anderson, who did get injured later on in the game and did not return. This was a big goal by Fliggy. It was his first of the game. It was a backdoor play, and well, the Hawks took advantage of it. We got on the lead 1-0, and they kept the momentum their side. Then the penalties cost them. They kept the Hawks taking too many penalties, and the Canucks took advantage of it. At 18:15 in the first period, Elias Pettersson scores his 12th of the season off the power play, assisted by JT Miller and Philip Hronek. Hronek drew two penalties late in the period, leading to a 5-on-3. Hawks killed the 5-on-3, but right after it, Murphy took a shot block. He got injured still when the 5-on-3 was happening. That was killed, and Murphy's still out on the ice, injured. One of the Hawks were hopping into the play too late. It was pretty much a 5-on-2 power play goal for Elias Pettersson to make it a 1-1 game. We go into the second period on a power play because we had a power play going into the final minute of play in the first. We take that into the second. With just 50 seconds remaining on the power play, the Hawks capitalize on it at 35 seconds into the second period. Scored by number 17, Nick Foligno. His second of the game, sixth of the season, assisted by number 98, Connor Bedard. And number 23, Philip Kurashev, to give the Hawks a 2-1 lead over Vancouver 35 seconds into the second period of play. That's good start. The Hawks get a power play goal off the hop, but then Vancouver found their legs because 3 minutes later, basically 2.5 minutes later, at 3:04 in the second period, Dakota Joshua scores his seventh of the season off a deflection, assisted by Garland and Bluger to make it a 2-2 game. Then 40 seconds later at 3:45, Brock Besser scores his 23rd of the season. Yeah, 23 goals on the year for Brock Besser, assisted by Miller and Myers to make it a 3-2 game. And then, well, backbreaker. That is the backbreaker. 2 goals in 45 seconds for Vancouver. Their first even strength shot of the game and their second even strength shot of the game. Both in, and they take the lead by one. And at that point, I was like, "Oh God, we're going to lose this thing because we can't score more than 3, aren't we?" Well, Vancouver adds to their lead at 15:41 in the second. Mike Mikheyev scores his 10th of the season, assisted by Myers and Pius Suter to make it 4-2. Vancouver. They take that 4-2 lead going into the third, and the Hawks just look done. But we go into the third period. The Hawks pressing. They got a couple power plays, and they took advantage of one. And, well, it came at the 6:45 mark in the third period. Scored by number 70, Cole Gutman. His second of the season, assisted by number 98, Connor Bedard. And number 23, Philip Kurashev, to get the Hawks within one. But that was it. The Hawks could not find the back of the net. They had a few more opportunities, nearly scored to tie it up a couple of times, but couldn't get it past Demko to tie this game up at 4 to potentially force overtime. Hawks pulled Mrazek late in the period. Doesn't help. The Hawks were just cycling. They didn't shoot the puck, and, well, that's the recipe for failure. If you don't shoot the puck when you're down by a goal in the final minutes of play, when you empty your net, you're not going to score. Well, that happened. And so, down in the comments down below, I want to hear what your thoughts were on this game. And thank you for watching the broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And most of all, well, sorry I didn't do review videos the last couple of games because of being sick. I'm still a little bit sick, but feel better enough to actually record and edit. So, most of all, I want to say thank you again, and let's go Hawks.